in the 2023 prelims, there were a lot of questions about science and technology.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that since you are also from the commerce background and we are from humanities background, I think science and tech is something which is very difficult for us to cope up with. So what was your strategy regarding science and technology?
Hello, Mom. Thank you so much for the session. Mom, I have two questions. Mom, first of all, for the mains perspective, how did you make your notes? Like, were your notes specifically based on the keywords in the syllabus, or was it in the format of an answer writing as like you?
In the civil services with an all India rank 18. Ma'am, my question is, this year, in your batch, CSAT was considered as one of the toughest. According to some critics, they said that the questions were of IIT and CAT level. So what would you like to say about it?
What led you to take sociology as your optional, and your broad strategy regarding it, and the relevance of coaching in it? You must have taken something.
I really want to, I'm hell confused as to resort to a coaching or not to. So what made you think that you need a coaching, or is self-study sufficient in this entire journey?
Okay, so I believe for current affairs, newspaper is you cannot. It's indispensable. You have to refer newspaper. I referred the Hindu. During my interview stage, I referred both the Hindu and Indian Express. So you can pick either of these two. And when I used to read the newspaper, I also underlined the important stuff from the editorial part that would serve as fodder points for my mains answer, and the factual portion for my prelims, of course. So devote at least 1 to 1.5 hours for newspaper. And because of course you cannot retain things, you are reading newspaper on everyday basis, but you cannot retain so much. So there are monthly magazines, monthly compilations of current affairs available of different coaching institutes, so as to do that at the end of every month. So get done with it in 3 to 4 days. In that PDF or the printed material, underline the important stuff, make notes of that. So what will happen is, after the end of 1 year, you will be having monthly notes of current affairs, and segregate it subject wise, like polity, economy, IR, stuff like that. So this used to be my current affairs strategy. And as regards revision, I think it's revision is very particular to you. Like I said, there is no one size fits all approach for revision. It depends on your pace in completing the NCRTs and the standard books. But I think in the first reading, you're just trying to understand the things. In the second reading, you underline the important stuff. And in the third reading, you try to learn the stuff. So I would say just after 3 readings, you are good to go, and try to practice with previous year MCQs, whether you are able to retain that stuff or not. So that will how revision work.
Ma'am, and one more question.
Yeah.
In the 2023 prelims, there were a lot of questions about science and technology.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that since you are also from the commerce background and we are from humanities background, I think science and tech is something which is very difficult for us to cope up with. So what was your strategy regarding science and technology?
Okay. So the same sources that I suggested, what happens is, because even the coachings know, and the Indian Express, particularly the newspaper, also caters to the aspirants. So they know that people come from diverse backgrounds. Not everyone will be able to understand the scientific terminologies and the processes. They are given in very layman language. In your monthly compilations, be it a defense technology, a biotechnological term that is given regarding the vaccine development and all, they are given in very simple language, easy to understand. And if at all you are not able to understand the same, YouTube is always there at your disposal. At least you will know what are the topics of science and tech that were important in the past year. Then of course, if not understandable from your monthly compilations, and even in the newspaper, the Indian Express has an explained page where it explains the science and technology or anything of recent occurrence in very detailed form. So that won't be an issue for you to understand.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Hello, Mom. Thank you so much for the session. Mom, I have two questions. Mom, first of all, for the mains perspective, how did you make your notes? Like, were your notes specifically based on the keywords in the syllabus, or was it in the format of an answer writing, as in when you were writing answers, you compiled it into notes? And Mom, second of all, how did you compile all those sources? Since for GS, you might refer to one or more sources. So, how did you integrate it with current affairs that you were reading daily? or did you keep it separate?
Okay. So, as regards your first question, see, it's not feasible to prepare your answers in the question answer format because there are so many questions possible from a topic. Your syllabus head is the main title under which you need to prepare your topics. Like you have social justice, you have the agricultural economy. In IR, you have your bilateral relations, multilateral institutions. So you prepare your topics by mapping it to the syllabus head. And once your notes are prepared, you can either, I joined a coaching for GS. And once you're done with it, any probable question that comes from that syllabus head can be tackled. As regards your second question, that how I integrated the current affairs and the static part. So, when we read the newspaper and the monthly compilations, try to add the stuff that you will be using in mains to your mains notes. Okay, I'll give you an example. Like last year, around July, your National Multidimensional Poverty Index, that report released, I think, based on the NFHS survey. So there will be a lot of data about people living below poverty line and average income of a certain quintile, the wealth inequality. For example, when you're studying disaster management and within a year, so many kinds of disasters happen in India also. There is a breakdown of dams and all leading to flooding. Just note down that example in your disaster management notes, that there was a crack in Joshimath. So that serves as an example and you add to that disaster management notes. So what will happen कि आपका जो मेंस के questions आते हैं, they don't come from your news headlines. They come from your syllabus head. They are very broad questions. You have to give an example of current affair to substantiate your answer. So when you must have added your any current affair event or data to your notes, you'll be preparing both simultaneously while you're reading your notes and you can answer from that. I used online medium to prepare my sociology notes because optional notes are quite detailed. So I prepared them on in online medium and then got it printed before my mains. And for others, I used handwritten notes. It depends on your convenience.
First of all, congratulations for being selected in the civil services with an All India rank 18. Ma'am, my question is, this year, in your batch, CSAT was considered as one of the toughest. So I had to ask you regarding it, that did you hold in mathematics, like for CSAT, it said there is more about comprehension and aptitude, but this time according to some critics, they said that the questions were of IIT and CAT level. So what would you like to say about it?
Yeah, that's true that this year's CSAT was on a higher side, and in fact since 2019 I suppose the CSAT level has been increasing, so you cannot ignore it. I have studied maths till class 12th, but there will be a lot of people who might have studied it till 10th. They have lost contact with it. So I would suggest that start devoting at least 2 hours. Whenever you start your full time preparation for this exam, devote 2 hours, especially in the afternoon, because the paper happens in the afternoon only from 2:30 to 4:30. So that your mind is synced in a way that it works during that time. So devote 2 hours to that. Just go through the previous year question paper. Like sir said, they are the only thing you have to refer. You will be able to identify the chapters like probability, permutation, combination, time and distance, time and work, other arithmetic areas. You will come to know that there are certain topics, and you will also know your strong and weak areas. So reading and comprehension, I suggest that do PYQs multiple times. You will understand how the options are framed. And don't leave any question of RC, reading and comprehension. As regard maths, identify your strong areas, and your with respect to weak areas, try to watch YouTube videos. There are a lot of YouTube videos available on different concepts. Like for permutation and combination, they will tell you all kinds of tricks that are available. And try to solve questions. I used to refer to a website named India Bix. You can also write the name. indiabix.com. So it has chapter wise questions for maths. You can practice from there and do the PYQs. You'll be good to go.
Hello ma'am. Ma'am, I want to ask you about your optional. What led you to take sociology as your optional, and your broad strategy regarding it, and the relevance of coaching in it? You must have taken something, and what all other sources you refer to supplement, because it's your optional, so you will have to integrate from multiple sources because of that FOMO also.
Yeah, so when I was initially parsing through the syllabus of different subjects, I found that there was a lot of convergence between topics of sociology and GS. For example, GS1 has a society in it. Then we have social justice in GS2. And sociology is something that will also help you with a lot of examples for your essays. So these were some of the areas, and besides this, the syllabus in itself was quite interesting. Like sir mentioned about Marxism, so there are a lot of ideologies, the thinkers that are there. And I hadn't read the subject before, so naturally, and I also have this, I don't know how many of you will be able to relate to it, but I also believe that, you know, when a subject is new to us, we start with a lot of vigor. We are quite inquisitive when we start. And when there's a subject that is known to us, this is also the reason why a lot of people don't take up their undergrad subjects as their optional. We tend to become complacent because we know कि ये तो पढ़ रखा है, थोड़े से revision से हो जाएगा. But when a subject is new, we are inquisitive and we also try to work hard. We see it as a new challenge to us. So that were the motivations. And as regards your sources and strategy part, so previous year toppers had already suggested a lot of books, so I referred to Nitin Sangwan book as my base material, Essential Sociology, like you mentioned. But I also supplemented it with Haralambous. There is a book by the name of Haralambous, and Ritzer is there for thinkers. So these were my sources for paper 1. And for paper 2, I had joined the Level Up IS coaching. So the model answers and the test series, I used to pick up points from that.
Question regarding your note strategy, like you were in coaching, so you would be making notes, your daily lecture notes. Apart from that, how were you like integrating? You must be making your own notes, since we have seen that like topper notes are always there for like for sociology. Komal ma'am notes are also there. So what regarding your note strategy, like a brief?
So primarily I made the notes while attending lectures also, but then I saw that some topics were still left. When you will go through the PYQs, you will feel that some questions can be addressed from your ready-made notes and lectures, but there will be some topics left. So you can always Google search, you can type the topic, for example, role of cooperative banking. If there is a question, role of cooperative banking, UPSC. Just Google search it, you will get a lot of coaching articles on this and make notes from that. So PYQ say if you are not able to answer a particular question from your ready-made notes, then refer PYQs and make notes on that topic on your own.
Ma'am, as someone who's like really aspiring to become a future civil servant, I really want to, like, I'm hell confused as to resort to a coaching or not to. So like, what made you think that you need a coaching, or like, is self-study sufficient in this entire journey? What's your take on that?
Yeah, actually, when we enter the preparation phase, the syllabus is so vast that it seems very daunting for us to complete on our own. So I believe the coaching sort of streamlines the process for us. It helps in note making, it explains the concept, so you don't have to run places, you don't have to search up YouTube lectures for different topics, because you have that at the back of mind कि ये coaching में पढ़ा देंगे, ये topic तो cover कर देंगे, and they cover 90% of the syllabus. Of course, पूरी 100% guarantee nobody can give, you will have to work on your own, but and also it gives you a sense of discipline. When you know you have a 2-hour lecture every day, you have to sit back, you have to be attentive and make your notes along with the lecture. So it infuses discipline in your process. And again, resources. Coaching provides ready-made notes, model answers, Level Up provided model answers. So your work load is reduced to a large extent. So depending upon, people have affordability issues also, because coachings are quite expensive, especially the offline ones. So these days there are a lot of free resources available on YouTube. So if you are able to cover the syllabus, you have to go according to the syllabus heads. If you are able to cover from free resources, self-study is also sufficient, but if you feel that you can afford and you need a streamlined process, I think coaching can be
And
joined.
what's the ideal time to resort to one?
I think coachings generally, they continue for your GS coachings, they continue for 1 year. So if you're planning on, say, a 2026 attempt, you should have started your coaching 25, so that by the time of the paper all your lectures are complete and you have revised the notes on your own.
Thank you.
Which coaching should we take first, like optional or GS?
I think GS first, of course, because GS gives you a foundation, and optional also. See, you should be done with both your GS and optional notes before your attempt begins, before your prelims begin. But there are a lot of crash courses also. Even at Level Up we have a sociology crash course, so it can be done in the time period between prelims and mains. But GS, at least it requires a lot of months, because there are a lot of subjects. Optional is just one subject, 2 papers. So GS preferably first, and optional you can do later.
First of all, congratulations, ma'am, on your great rank.
Thank you.
Ma'am, I had 2 questions to ask. Ma'am, the first was that we have always heard that we should start with the NCRTs to have a solid foundation upon which we can eventually build upon. Ma'am, so as a first year, I'm the first year right now. So ma'am, what strategy do you suggest for us? Like, what should be our strategy to tackle with the NCRT? Should we just make the notes out of it, then revise it and just be done with it because the foundation will be made? Or how should we deal with it? Because people say, toppers say that NCRT you must do. So how is that? How does that work? And the second question would be that, considering that the syllabus is so vast, what was your strategy for revision? Because we need to revise in order to retain all that we have learned over the years. So what was that?
So as regards your first question, it also depends on your background. Like if you are coming from humanities background, you must have done your polity, history, NCRTs in your school, at your school level also, because the NCRTs we refer are of 11th and 12th. So a lot of it depends on your background. Because I come from a commerce background, I had to refer NCRTs for the basic foundation. You don't have to make notes out of NCRTs. That is a very futile exercise. You should give a thorough reading to it 2 to 3 times. You can underline in the NCRT itself. You will get the gist of it. It also depends upon which subject NCRT you're referring. Like for instance, for geography, you will have to do it till mains, because it has climatology, geomorphology, then you have your Indian vegetation and stuff. So all of that directly forms a part of your mains answer. So that you can make notes of and that you have to study till the very end. Regarding other NCRTs, you can just finish it off. If you right now you are in college, so your pace should be very slow of preparation. You still have time. So just slowly do NCRTs of history, polity, maybe. And just underline in the book itself. No need to make notes out of it. It's just to give you an idea. क्योंकि आप when you will directly go to the standard book, आपको नहीं समझ में आएगा. NCRT explains you in a very simple language. So that is the whole idea behind it. With respect to your second question, the revision strategy, like I told her also, that it entirely depends on your pace. What I used to do is that I used to take up 2 subjects for studying at a time. So my day was divided, like I used to start with newspaper, 1 subject in the morning shift and 1 subject in the evening shift, and optional at night. So these 2 subjects you can take up, and when another 2 new subjects you will take up after these 2 are completed, you can maybe revise these quickly. जैसे आपने polity, economy उठा लिया, and next month you are doing history and geography. तो when you are doing history and geography, और अगर आप कभी बोर हो गए हो वो पढ़ते हुए, so maybe you take out an hour or 2 in a day to revise पुराना economy or polity. So revision, it entirely depends on your pace of doing things.
Ma'am, adding to that, ma'am, for the newspaper part as well, ma'am, we see editorials in all the newspapers that we can, Hindu, Indian Express, all of them. So ma'am, we are suggested, even by our teachers in college when we seek advice from them sometimes, they tell us to make notes out of the editorials that we find interesting, and we might think that the questions might be framed in the future someday. So ma'am, what was your strategy with regard to reading of newspaper, editorials, etc.?
Okay, first of all, when you will be going through the syllabus and PYQs, you will understand that not every editorial is important for you to read. So that way you will be able to segregate which editorials you have to read. And there are a lot of editorials that are repetitive on a topic. Just say, for example, Israel-Palestine war broke out. Then every day you will be getting an editorial on that. And there will be hardly any new point. But what I used to do is that I used to underline with red pen while reading newspaper that I need to add this to my notes, and once I'm done with newspaper of the day, then I used to add it to my notes. For example, if there is an international relations topic, उस पे editorial है, or there is an editorial on defections maybe, so I'll add it to my polity note. If there is any new point, any suggestion, way forward क्या है इस problem का, या any committee recommendations that are mentioned, any data or Supreme Court judgment is mentioned in the editorial. So when you will add it to your notes, और जब आप आपके notes पढ़ोगे तो एक साथ revise हो जाएगा current और static. अलग से you will not have to revise newspapers again.
I have one question. Can I just? Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. And good afternoon, everyone. Ma'am, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
And my question is from Sonali, ma'am. Can I just? Thank you. Ma'am, basically, since you're doing your master's in psychology, ma'am, from past few days, I'm feeling bit anxious out of nowhere. I mean, I know I'm doing my things, I'm achieving my targets. Instead of doing everything that I wanted to do, still I'm feeling anxious. And ma'am, I'm not able to understand what kind of reason is behind it, of this unwanted anxiety when you're not worried about anything, but you're still feeling that. And just to overcome it, I am reading perhaps more often, just to get rid of that particular feeling. Or perhaps I'm walking even more. I just got pain in my joints just because of that. So I really wanted to know why that kind of unwanted anxiety arises in us. Instead, we know that everything is fine.
Right. So a very good question. At times we feel that we are doing everything that we need to and still there is something amiss. So you really need to give time to yourself in understanding whether you are giving time to things that you like. Okay, you might be achieving your targets of your college and of your other responsibilities, but are you giving time to yourself just to unwind from that, just to do things that you really wish to do? It can be something like reading a book for just leisure, reading just something for fun, okay, reading some novels or watching some series, or maybe indulging in any kind of a hobby that you had before this. So just explore that, and then you will see that whether there is anything that has been bothering you. And once you come to know about it, you can talk about it with your friends. You can talk about it to your mentors or your family members, or even if it is not getting resolved, then you can take some professional help. Okay, if you are on social media, you can search for some genuine channels on mental health, and then from there also you can see whether something is helpful for you.
Ma'am, the other day I was watching this YouTube channel where he was a TED Talk speaker, I guess, and there he was explaining how mental illness is not a mental problem. We consider that something which is our psychiatry is getting wrong. And how this is anxiety is a daily part of our life. It's just that it's an emotion which triggers us to do something that is needed to be done. That's give me a different take. And ma'am, yeah, you're right, because I was missing on a lot of things that I was doing before. And perhaps that's the reason. Thank you so much.
As you said, anxiety, fear, all of these are part of our life. And as I mentioned, if they are in right proportion, then yes, they are helpful for us. But if the proportion is, getting higher or lower, then there is a problem. So that anxiety is not helping you anymore. So that needs some attention.
Thank you so much, ma'am.